Hey guys, what's up? My name is Zach and today we're gonna look at some optical illusions. So guys, I haven't watched these optical illusions, and these are some pretty cool ones. And guys, let's watch it now.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 optical illusions that will blow your mind. Before this video starts, be sure to check out the new Top 10s app for exclusive videos, giveaways, and a direct way to talk to me. Simply type in Top 10s to download the app. Look forward to seeing you over there, and now back to the video. Our brains are smart. They can make sense of many bizarre things, but these are a few images that are designed to expose your brain's vulnerabilities and to blow your mind. So be sure to like the video and subscribe, and comment I subscribed and I'll try to reply. So, coming in at number 10, we have see colors on a black and white image. It sounds impossible, but this optical illusion allows you to see color that's not even there. Take a look at these buildings. You'll notice they're in color. Now, stare at that tiny red dot for 10 seconds. And when I'm done counting, don't look away from the dot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, don't look away from the dot and you'll see the white buildings are colored, when really they're just in black and white. And the color fades out of them as soon as you look away from the red dot. If you don't believe me, you can skip the video back and try this without looking at the dot and you'll see no color at all. The way this illusion works is the photoreceptors in our eyes become overstimulated and clone cells. These cells then stay with us until we lose them to sensitivity, which occurs when our eyes move. Next up, we have dice triangle. We all know that dice have 4 sides. So how could they be used to make a perfectly triangular 3-sided shape? This image has baffled thousands of people as they're unsure whether what they're looking at is 2D or 3D. The illusion is called the impossible triangle, and it can actually be done with more things than just dice. The reason why it's called the impossible triangle is because it's literally impossible for your brain to work out. The illusion occurs because your brain thinks that all of the corners of the triangle are touching one another, when in reality, all you have to do to make this illusion is ensure that all of the dice line up with each other at the right angle. And this trick can be done with more than just triangles. In fact, you can make any 3D design with them. So there you go, this awesome trick is possible for you to do, it just takes a lot of patience. Next up, we have half face. You'd think that you'd be able to tell the difference if someone was facing to the right or if they were looking directly at you. Well, this picture proves that things just aren't that simple. This illusion requires your imagination. If you imagine this image is half of a face looking at you, this is very believable. But now try to visualize it as a face that's looking to the right, and you'll see that this also works. Many of these half-face illusions have been made over the years, and have caused hundreds of arguments over the internet about how these work. The way it actually works is that the image is neither of a face looking straight at you or of half a face. It's a photoshopped image that has some attributes of a face straight on and some of a half face. But despite this being a Photoshop job, it's still a pretty amazing illusion. Next up, we have spinning spirals. We all know that still images can't move, but our brain can sometimes give this illusion. There's hundreds of these spinning illusions online, but this one is scientifically the most effective, with 91% of people seeing spirals move when they're not looking directly at the image. The illusion is caused by motion after effect. It's what we all experience after our visual neutrons get tired of receiving signal motion when really there isn't any. So our brains balance this motion they're experiencing with more motion in our eyes, creating the illusion. And the reason our eyes don't pick up any movement on spiral illusions when we're looking right at them is because our visual neutrons are too focused to receive any signal motion. Next up, we have duck or rabbit. Most babies can probably tell the difference between these two very different animals, but this image is proof that sometimes even grown men and women can't tell the difference between a duck and a rabbit. If you look at the image from the left, you'll see a duck, but if you look at it from the right, you'll see a rabbit. There's no definite answer to this illusion, as it's all to do with your personal perspective. The illusion is one of the oldest on this list, dating back to an 1892 issue of a German humor magazine. And while this 100-year-old illusion doesn't have a definitive answer, it does serve a purpose. That being to test your creativity. The theory is that the more creative you are, the faster you should be able to switch between seeing a duck and a rabbit. Next up, we have shiny legs. You've likely seen this image on several social media sites. The image went viral in late 2016 on Twitter and baffled social media users wondering how legs could be so shiny or oily. Others pointed out that the image was simply of a woman who had put some white paint on her legs, which caused a lot of debate. Although it was revealed that white paint was used, the image also creates an amazing illusion. The reason why the image works so well is because we use our past experiences and our knowledge of objects to interpret what we see. Legs are more commonly wet and shiny and much less commonly covered in white paint, so it's just a simple brain trick that fooled thousands. Next up we have Spinning Dancer. This is an animation which really messes with your mind, and this is often used on intelligence tests. If I showed you this Spinning Dancer, you may assume it's just a simple animation, but it's actually playing with your brain's visual perspective. Some see her spinning clockwise, counterclockwise, or even switching between the two, and it can be used to determine which side of your brain is more dominant. Experts say that if you see the dancer spinning right, then you're more creative, and if you see the dancer spinning left, then you're more logical. The way the illusion plays with your brain's visual perspective is because it's what's called a reversible image, which is where an image can look identical from both sides depending on how a person's brain is perceiving it. Next up we have cut off fingers. Don't freak out. While this image may look like either an elaborate Photoshop job or a nasty cooking accident, it's actually a simple optical illusion. All you have to do to recreate this is tuck the tops of your fingers into your palms. Then place something that looks like your fingers in front of your hand, and then cut your fake finger to create the effect. If you look closely, you can actually see how they did this in the image here. So try this out, send a picture to your friend, and wait for them to freak out. Next up we have Creepy Hug. This picture either looks bizarrely photoshopped or that it's of someone with an unusual handicap. But no, this image is of two completely regular-bodied people hugging. Believe it or not, the head actually belongs to the woman in white. And you can just about see the pink hair of the woman in the blue and pink dress hugging her. This illusion is all about eye placement and how our brains respond to images. And while this may be one of the easier illusions to crack, it's also one of the creepiest. Next up we have how many legs. It's a fact that elephants have 4 legs, but in this image the number of elephants' legs have caused more arguments than a game of Monopoly with your family at Christmas. If you glance at the image you might count 5 because of the number of feet, but then the spaces in between the feet wouldn't add up, therefore disproving this. The actual answer to this is that it's impossible. The image is 2D but your brain tries to build a 3D version of it and can't. This is because the image is flat on our eyes' retina but everything you see has depth. The use of round legs being made with 2 lines is also used to create the illusion. No matter how closely you follow the lines down the leg of the elephant, you'll end up stumped by the feet which have been placed in the spaces between the legs. I don't know about you, but this video has melted my mind. And that just about wraps up this video. Check out the poll in the top right corner and you guys can vote for the best optical illusion. But as
Okay guys, this is another video. If you guys enjoyed it, please smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. And guys, comment below if you guys want part 2. And guys, see you guys in the next video. Guys, peace out, Zach Squad.